Welcome to another episode on Rising Above Shadows of Abuse. Russell. How does domestic abuse impact victims, and what is the impact on the children or next generation as well? Can you give examples, please?
Yes, so how it impacts on victim, as I've said earlier, so it's their mental health well-being, their psychological well-being, their emotional well-being. They are not going to be able to function and thrive like a woman who is not exposed to domestic abuse. So it's not only their mental health, their ability to function, their ability to parent effectively. And when I'm talking about parenting and having parenting capacity, it's not just about giving the children food, and making sure they're well clothed, they go to school. So those are basic stuff that parents will do for their children. When I'm saying basic, I'm not minimizing what a parent will do for their children. However, what is also as important is the emotional well-being of their children. So being able to provide emotional warmth. So a child comes back from school, are you available emotionally to ask how their day was at school? Are you able to ask, if maybe something was bothering them? Do they see that you're emotionally available to even be able to ask you, about something that may be bothering them? So that's also how domestic abuse will impact on a non-abusing parent to function, to parent effectually. So it's not about just the physical provision, but we're talking about the psychological provision, the emotional provision of your child, making sure you're available. And for younger children who's perhaps say between 0 to 5, they are solely dependent on their primary caregiver, so the non-abusing parents, to make sure that they're clothed, they cry, they need attention. They want somebody to be attuned to their needs and be responsive. They want somebody to be able to pick up the cues. So, for example, they are feeling uncomfortable. You should be able to tell that, oh, my child is uncomfortable. Maybe it's too hot, and then you provide the comfort. And your a parent being available also will help a baby, a young child, to regulate their emotion. However, a parent who has been exposed to domestic abuse will not be consistently available emotionally to be able to pick up on all the skill. And a 0 to 19 a child who needs their parent to be available there, and in order for them for their neurodevelopment to continue to grow, that will be stunted. So it's not only the mom, the non-abusing parent, that domestic abuse is impacting, it also impacts on the child as well. The ability to grow and thrive, the ability to thrive in a safe and stable environment where you're not sure, is it going to be chaotic today? Are we going to have, a peaceful day? Is that going to criticize mom? Will there be a lot of shouting where the child cannot explore play? Play and stimulation. They explore the environment. They laugh. They giggle. So all that would be absent in an environment, in a family home where abuse is taking place. So it's not only about the victim, and also the children as well. And even in the definition of domestic abuse that was legalized in April of 2021, children are recognized in their own right as victims of domestic abuse. So whether they hear of abuse taking place, so the children could be in their bedroom or in the living room, and mom and dad, they're shouting in their room or in a room, they are not in the same space, that child is still affected. So whether they see or they hear, or it could be the aftermath of domestic abuse, so the child might not even be present at home, but because the non-abusing parent has just been through a difficult time with their dad, and she has been left crying she's not going to be automatically switched off and then be available to that baby or to that child. So it affects the children as well as the parent, and the child. And some children, I would use the word that they can be resilient in this, not that it's not affecting them, but they can still carry on and function. So you may see a child who has been growing up in a household where abuse occurs, and they're still able to perform, academically well. It does not mean that everything is all well. It's just that they've just chosen to focus on that. But then you might see another child who will be so distracted, not being able to concentrate. The attention span is very, very low. Then they wear this long face, or they're sad, they're worried for their mom, they're worried that, oh, why is they at school, maybe dad is hitting mom. So it's all about that. It affects how they function even amongst their peer as well. How they function, how they relate to others because of what is happening in their family home. So yes, the parent, the non-abusing parent, as well as the children. And also some children, it also depends on their age, who perhaps may have been potty trained, might then present with a regressive behavior because of what they're experiencing. Some might start fighting, and some, because of what they witness at home, may want to use violence to, in their relationship. They might want to use violence to resolve conflicts. And some children, where this abuse has not been disrupted and the children remain in that environment, some of them may then perpetrate domestic abuse in their relationship. Some who have teenage, who are involved in teenage relationship, might use violence in those relationships. And some might also then become victims in their relationship because they have seen how their mom had been, stayed in the relationship. They might feel that, oh, it's okay. So they also will accept abuse in their own relationship rather than challenging it. So that's how it can affect the victim as well as the children. Of course, the children in different age groups. So you have the 0 to 5, who are solely dependent on their children, on their parent. So that neurodevelopment that should have been taking place naturally, because there's warmth from mom, there's healthy relationship, healthy, there's a bond, a healthy attachment, allowing the neurodevelopment to progress naturally. That will be altered as a result of domestic abuse. So you have from 0 to 5, then you have 5 to from 5 to when to 18. So at different stages, domestic abuse can affect a child. And it's just, if they then continue in that environment, that nothing changes, the continuous exposure, it can actually damage a child.
I remember one of my daughters used to, when I started arguing with their dad, she used to go to a corner and curl into a ball and put her hands around her. But when their dad left,
Yeah.
she stopped that. So
Okay.
to these arguments do impact positively on the children.
Oh yeah, definitely it does. So then there's impact on the children, which we've talked about, and it affects them differently depending on their age. What is also crucial is that 0 to 5, that neurodevelopment, which they help a parent who has that good capacity to parent will be able to regulate their feelings, their emotion, help with that neurodevelopment. However, where they are not available, consistently available, it would affect that development. And domestic abuse also affects the uterus, in the utero. Some women have been attacked directly on their stomach, affecting the woman. Some, as a result of the attack, have led to them bleeding, and they've lost the pregnancy, had a miscarriage as a result. And whilst they are also in the womb, where domestic abuse is occurring, the fight and flight, the mode. See, for example, you see a lion now, you're not just going to be sitting there, you want to escape for your life. So that toxicity that is built up where abuse is taking place, the cortisone, the high level of cortisone to regulate what is happening around, because that cortisone is what makes you to do your fight or flight. Are you going to fight, or you're going to move away from the danger? So
Or
when
freeze.
sorry,
Said or freeze or foam.
yeah, so when that so then the body produces a lot of cortisone, and the baby in the womb getting that high cortisone would affect their brain development. So yeah, it actually affects from the womb as well, the baby, an unborn child. So it's not healthy in whatever shape or form. Domestic abuse is not healthy for an unborn child, a child who is already a growing child, a toddler. A toddler is also a growing child, a school-age child, a teenage child. At whatever stage, domestic abuse, it's not healthy at all. It's detrimental to their health, their physical health, their emotional health, their psychological well-being, and also how they function and interact in their relationship, their peer group, their friendship group, and also how they respond to stress. Or some might feel that they have to use violence, but no, that is not the way to resolve stress or conflicts.
Email address, risenaboutshadowsofabuse@gmail.com. Thank you.